Now to your weekly dose of lefties losing it, and there's never any shortage of material out there. Helping me to decipher the left's insanity is Director of Communications at the IPA, Evan Mulholland. Evan, let's start in the US, where a white Democrat, Beto fan, according to her T-shirt, is screaming abuse at a black cop, calling him an effing disgusting pig.
You're a black cop protecting him! Him! Is on your head! Disgusting! Those hair on your head!
Evan, what are your feelings about that? You can just imagine if it was someone from the right side of politics behaving like that towards an African-American law enforcement officer.
Exactly. I mean, we always have to get the balance right between police enforcement and civil liberties, but these people just seem to go too far all the time. And I was in Texas a few months ago, actually, speaking to reasonable people, many on the left of politics, who said, well, they just couldn't bring themselves to vote for Beto because they wanted to take away things like their gun rights. And often they're just going way too over the top.
Well, I think he lost a lot of fans with that grandstanding he did when there was a press conference and the governor was trying to talk about the absolute horrific mass shooting there, and it was not the moment to be trying to take attention away from those children. Now, we know the left is held to a different standard. Just watch this popular YouTuber casually suggest that people bomb the NRA.
So there was a big protest outside the NRA meeting, which was good. Do we have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas? Someone should bomb that building.
Oh, just a casual act of domestic terrorism, Evan. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, the lefties seem to always get away with it, don't they, Rita? And you see this across the Western world, whether it be abuse on the sewer that is Twitter, from the Teals, the Greens, the ABC, you name it. It's always fine in the name of justice if it's on the left, but not for anyone else.
But, you know, you can talk it freely on a very popular, I should say. That's not some unknown. He's got quite a following. Talk about bombing the NRA, but don't you dare accidentally misgender someone. Have a look at this.
I will say I am very glad that I'm feeling so good about my haircut and that it came out so good, because when I got off work to go to this hair appointment, yeah, I was about ready to scream at the next person who called me girl.
Oh, goodness me. She goes on to complain that where she works, there's elderly people and they refer to people as ma'am and ladies. And again, it's apparently triggering. But, I mean, if it's well-intentioned, Evan, if they're not deliberately misgendering this person, really, is it something to feel so aggrieved about?
Yeah, look, Rita, everyone should be treated with respect regardless of who they choose to be. But with that being said, they shouldn't expect every single person to keep up with the list of, 126 genders there are in the world. It's just not reasonable to expect everyone everywhere to keep up to date with your personal preferences.
Now, and I've got a poster here which has caused some debate online. It's reportedly from Pasadena, where God has been announced as non-binary. I think we've got the poster there, with the pronouns they, them. We have seen the left march through the institutions, even churches. You would think that would be the last place that they would seize control, but there has been some ideological capture among some churches.
Exactly, and God didn't leave much interpretation for his personal pronouns in the Bible, using terms like father and son, which according to the left, he'll have to be cancelled now. God will have to be cancelled. But this is classic fad of these new woke churches, churches like the Uniting Church, where the most common, after their woke fads, the most common sign of the Uniting Church is a for sale sign.
Evan Mulholland, it's always a pleasure to look at some lefties losing it with you. We'll have to leave it there because there's too much. I could devote a whole program to lefties losing it, and maybe one week we'll do just that. Thank you for joining me tonight.